multiple coaching regarding sports, wellness, life coaching, and event management too. Today, we are going to speak to Mr. Malay Kumar, who is our Chief Life Coach. And hi, Malay. This is. Can we know something about you?
Yeah. Hi, Kalpana. Hi,
Hi, sir.
everyone. My name is Malay. So currently, I am working as an executive and a life coach. Before this, I was working for last 25 years as a senior management roles in different IT companies. Um, and while working for the senior management in this role, I have developed the interest in coaching. While I was having multiple teams, I realized that coaching is a very important aspect of human. So that's where I took a full-time movement into coaching, and I got my certification through ICF. It's called PCC, Professional Certified Coach, and that's one of the highest level of coaching available in the industry. So that's where I am with CoachDirect, and I'm looking forward to speaking to all of you.
Yeah. So you're a life coach and you do coaching, right? So can you please simplify the coaching for us? What is coaching?
Well, see, the coaching is one of the um, way of dealing with humans, and it's one of the psychological trend. So if you ask me, it's not any different than other form of coaching like sports coaching or executive coaching. Now what happens is, when a person who is looking forward to discuss an issue and resolve it, they partner with a coach, and we call it a client and coach partnership. The basic goal is to create a positive environment, a confidential environment, and convert the issue into a positive goal. After that, we have a discussion through powerful questioning and simplifying the thought process. It's untangling what's going on into client's mind, right? So for example, if client wants to go from point A to point B, and in the way on the way there might be a lot of hindrance, a lot of confusions. So this discussion helps client achieve some clarity and make goals around the options they have available. So so that's how it's pretty simple, and at the same time it's very powerful. When I'm saying it's simple, because it's anything and everything in happening in your life can be discussed, and we'll look at some of those examples later on. But anything, for example, you have 5 options and you want to change a job. Now you're confused which one to take, right? So you can come and talk to me. You can talk to any of the coaches in CoachDirect, and they will discuss with you, and you will be able to figure out why a certain job is better for you than others. So it gives you a power to choose. It gives you power to decide and take it forward.
Okay.
That makes sense, Kalpana?
Yeah, it does. But so I share my issues to you and you solve them, is it?
No. So coach believes in the fact that the client is intelligent, powerful, and they can take their own decisions. All the sessions are client driven. There is no agenda from coach perspective, and coach is not there as a trainer or a mentor. So you need to understand the difference between a person gives a solution from a person who helps you find a solution. So a coach helps uh, by partnering and co-creating an environment where the client finds their own solution. But since the client is confused, it has a lot of things going on in his or her mind, and that's where they need somebody who can listen, who can ask questions, who can not make a judgment, and be partially, withdrawn from client's actual problem, but same time listening, understanding, building an environment that client can talk about anything, and they can figure out from internal awareness what is that they need to do going forward. So this partnership creates an awareness in the client, and once they decide that they have reached to a point where they can do some work on their goals, they will continue doing it. And when they decide that, okay, I need to go back and talk to the coach, get it reviewed, there are some other issues come up, they will discuss those issues as well, and also review what they have targeted to achieve earlier. So it's entirely client based, and solution is also comes from client. Coach is there to partner, to listen.
Okay. Sounds interesting. Can you please give me some scenarios where people can come to you for discussions?
Yeah. So like I said earlier, client can come up with anything, whatever is bothering them, right? What my role as a coach is to understand that the goal which the client is coming with is actual goal or it's a meta goal. So when I say a meta goal versus actual goal, if you look at a meta goals are like, a big problem, something which clients come up with that, oh, I want to leave my house, or I want to, go for mountain climbing. Now that's a very, very big goal, and it cannot be solved in 1 hour, half an hour session. But what is an underlying goal? What is bothering them, which has forced them to take certain decisions, whether it's a motivational decision, inspirational decision, and then I look at the basic causes of those discussions, and then try to answer them in each of the sessions, small sessions. Let's take an example. You want to start a small business, but don't know where to begin, right? Um, you say that, oh, I feel depressed, but I don't know what to do. I don't know why it is happening, right? You might have life issues like you have a problem with your spouse, you in-laws issues, children issues, issues at work, issues with your peers, your boss, your manager, your manager's manager. So anything and everything, right? You want to, so one of the time, a case came to me where the person was fearful of skydiving, right? So the person wanted to do skydiving. So the goal was that I want to do skydiving. But when he came to me, he said, um, I'm scared of skydiving. I don't know if I can do it. But if you look at the positive goal, he wants to do skydiving. So then we discussed, and we have a framework and we have tools. So with framework and tools, we go through a process, and then within that process, client get an awareness, say, oh yeah, I should not be afraid of it. There's no need to be fearful, and let me plan for my skydiving. So that's how it changes things. Um, So does it give you some clarity on what kind of issues? Like I said, any issue. So you pick up any issue, you can discuss and get resolved. Can
Yeah,
you
I
think of
understand
some
that.
issues in your life
Um,
which might have happened or happening?
Generally, I have issues in somewhere close to parenting or relationships. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how are these life coaching sessions delivered, Malay? How are these delivered? Should we meet you?
So
Should we
yeah, go ahead, finish it.
no? Should we meet you, or is there any other way that we can? How are these sessions delivered? Should we call you or something?
Yeah. So before the COVID world, the preferred choice was person to person, but now we
Okay.
were delivering most of our um, calls over video, just using video conferencing. whatever is preferred, Zoom or Google Meet, and a meeting is set up, and you need to join the meeting. We can call you, and we can do a conference call, but it will be a video, because with video it's easy to see the body, uh, how you are behaving, how you're changing your movements and things like that. It helps me understand what's going on in there while you are in the discussion. And these are completely confidential discussions, as a part of ethics of ICF, and as a certified coach, we get to learn that the confidentiality is one of the primary thing which is needed into any client and coach partnership. So all of this is very confidential. But the delivery happens over video, and we just work through it. Once the COVID opens up, we would love to meet person to person, and get to talk in person. Till that time, and after that also, if there's a distance, conference calls, we are doing that right now.
Okay. But how is coaching different from therapy, Malay? Is it not the same thing?
No, so look, they are both the field of psychology, and similarly, you can even think about others like counseling, uh, as well, mentoring. So all of them are primarily related with human being. Now the difference is the coaching is more forward looking. It's more about understanding the present, and delivering the past, delivering the future, solving the future, how you want to move forward, and not focusing too much on the past. Also, the coaching does not believe in providing solutions, but it's more about introspection. It's more about creating awareness. It's more about untangling, exploring, and making sure that the client finds their solutions. Once the client finds their solution, it is their solution. It is not what I have told them. And that is what is different. In therapy, it is more focused towards one particular problem. How was it? How was it in past? What has inspired it? And and therapy is more related with you know uh, giving solutions and solving problems. Although they are both psychology, both questioning, both exploring, uh, coaching exploring the future, and therapy is exploring the past. So it's a little different, but yeah, they kind of goes in the field of psychology. In when the CoachDirect sent out the survey form, we have received some questions and concerns which people have, and these are very good examples of coaching scenarios which can be discussed in one-on-one sessions. We appreciate and acknowledge that you have shown interest, and I will request you to set up one-on-one session with me. We can start with a 30 minutes discovery session where I can explain you the process, and we will look into your issue to start with. Once you decide that you want to discover more, explore more, and you want to work on these issues to resolve them, we can set up more sessions after that. I will just read out some questions so that you understand what kind of concerns people have sent. I will not take names to keep the people confidential, but questions can be generic, right? So I'll just read the questions out. So there is a person who says, I am a final year MBA student and I'm feeling nervous during interviews, group discussions, and public speaking, and he or she wanted to understand or work on this to improve um, their public speaking, the group discussions. So it's a very, very um, relevant coaching concerns which you can bring to the discussion. The second one, I'm a mother of 5-year-old child. The lockdown situation is affecting her as she is at home all day without any play or social interaction. I don't know, a lot of you might resonate with this since schools are closed, online sessions have been closed. Uh, if you're in an apartment, it's hard to go out and play. So this mother brings out the concern of a lot of other mothers who are going through the same scenario. Third one is I am a basketball coach at the school. I lost my job due to COVID, and also there are no camps nowadays. And he's worried about his future. Again, uh, worrying doesn't help anybody. It's more about what actions can you take to work on your worries and also set up some goals where you can be ready when these schools will open and the camps will start working. Uh, the last one, which I want to take up today, is also very interesting. It says that our two kids of 12 and 7 years fight all the time. They're always arguing and shouting at each other. Now, when children fight, um, it's important to find out why they are fighting. Uh, so, again, I don't want to go into a lot of details here in this webinar, but please feel free to reach out and set up a session, Raji. Um and we will, work on it. Now, I have received some questions on webinar itself. Uh, the first one is how many sessions do I need to take to resolve my issue? Now, there's no fixed criteria of how many sessions you need. It again depends upon um, whether you can solve a small issue in one session or there are multiple sessions required because there are different issues which have been tangled together, right? Um, Now, generally, it can be done in one session also, and it can extend to 5 or 10 sessions also. And I have worked with some clients who come back because one session leads to some more awareness, and because of this awareness, gives them an opportunity to go back and see what else is there in their life which they can work, uh, and then they just continue having a conversation. There's no fixed uh, rule which we provide that you need to have a 10 session. Again, every session is, even if you take like 10 sessions as a package, client has a right to cancel if they don't believe that they need more sessions. It's not like you have bought a pre-package and you have to be there. It's your comfort. It's always about client is very important for us, and what they wish to do, we work with them to understand their concerns, and then if they decide that they are happy and they're done, they can close the sessions. Another one I have received saying, I heard of some assignments in between my sessions. What type of assignments are these? So, frankly, these are not assignments. These are basically the goals you have created for yourself, right? Every session, end of the session, you will create some goals for yourself and you will work on them. Uh, if you're really interested in improvement. So coaching is a process. It's not that uh, there is a direct outcome without somebody following the process and completing it. So we can have the discussion, and if you take the goals and not work on it, then there is no outcome because you have not worked on um, what you want to do going forward. So it's a process, and you have to work through the process. And every assignment is part of improvement, which you have taken yourself. Um, so these are the assignments or goals which you have to identify yourself that I want to do this. A lot of my clients, they work on, let's say, self improvement, communication skills. So the end of the sessions, they will decide that I want to do Toastmaster, I want to do, I want to do um, some training courses. So it's you who has to identify and decide what is that you can do to make sure that you improve next time when you come back in. You have done some progress, and you, if you want to discuss it more, you discuss it more. Uh, One question is coming in: how long should I book sessions? Most of the sessions are 1 hour. It's good amount of time to discuss a little bit more in detail to understand and explore. If you are less time, we can start with 30 minutes. But if you cannot close the session in 30 minutes, then you have to come back for another 30 minutes. Just again, it goes back to the same discussion. What is that you can achieve during the discussion? Some people get quick awareness because they have been thinking about it uh, for a long time, and they just come in, they discuss with me, they explain their thought processes, options, and they suddenly get an awareness. Oh, I know what needs to be done, and then they set up some goals, and they're done in 30 minutes. So it's all up to you. We will support, we will do whatever is required to make sure that you are successful, and you are moving towards improving your life. So it can be a life goals, it can be your career goals, it can be goals at your work. Um, it's unlimited. You can just come back with anything and everything which is bothering you, and you're confused with it. Let's see. There are some more questions here. Can we change our coach before our issue is resolved? Yes, you can. Um, our philosophy is your satisfaction. If you believe that a coach is not giving you what you require, we will have a discussion with you to understand what is that you are feeling about. If the concerns are genuine and it's something which needs a different coach, then we'll change the coach. One more question is here: will every session get me close to my goal? Yes, of course. Again, like I said, it's a process. If every goal is every goal is what you have worked on, and when you come back for the next session and you have worked upon your goal, it will take you closer to your goal. Um, it also depends upon how big is your goal, and what is that you want to achieve. So if you take a big meta goal and break it down into smaller goals, it works better, because if the goal has to be achievable goal, let's say for example you say that I want to do an executive MBA, it cannot be done in one session, because you have to set up some uh, assignments for yourself. You have to go back and understand what is that it needs to do an executive MBA, what colleges, what fees, whether you have finance. There's a lot of different things, right? So all of those things you will discuss during these sessions. So we are coming closer to this live webinar session, and let me just thank you again for attending it. If you have not you are not able to join live, feel free to go back and look at the webinar. Come back with your questions. We will definitely answer them again. And if you really like this, we can do more sessions like this and where we can answer more live questions. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.